It had to happen. Something had to give. The number of selection blunders that took place, and also the fact that this selection committee was told to select three teams for three different series before it demitted office, seems to indicate that the committee knew that they were going to be fired. Now, let's go take a step back and understand what is going on. Remember that cricket has been taken over by politicians, and this has been going on for a long time. It has been my long-standing regret that the poor players are being treated like pawns in a big stage where the politicians are trying to settle scores. In fact, I mentioned this a little bit in Sri Rajagopalan's video that aired 3-4 days ago about what I suspected happened in the semi-final match, India versus England, which India went on to lose. And someone attributed it in an article saying that cooked the goose for the selectors, that they had to go. But then not before, the selectors already selected teams for this current India, New Zealand, and a couple of other series. There have also been calls to say that such and such a person should be retiring from T20s and so on and so forth. Now let's go back and look at the core problem. What is the core problem? It is my belief that the core problem is between two warring politicians, Sharad Pawar on one side and Amit Shah on the other. You know, Sharad Pawar has had these kinds of spats in the past. I want to take back our viewers to the 2003-2004 series. Australia comes visiting India, and there was a test match in Nagpur. The Nagpur pitch was a green top, and India were going to play, a spin-strong team. They had Kumble. I think Harbhajan Singh was injured for that match, but I think he came back. They also had Karthik Murali. Just before the toss, Sourav Ganguly looks at the pitch and says, "Oh my God, this is a green top, ideally suited for the likes of McGrath and the pacers of the Australian team." So what does he do? By the way, he used to belong to the Dalmia camp at that point of time. Dalmia was the president of BCCI. What does he do? Well, the game happened in Nagpur, so that is the forte of Sharad Pawar. What does he do? He drops out saying that he's injured. He doesn't play the third test, which India went on to lose by a big margin under Rahul Dravid. And the next match also he didn't play. Perhaps the team felt that, okay, if he is injured, it will take him more than a test match to recover. That's one side. So this was the first instance where it was out in the open that the warring camps are going to take it out by, trying to throw the game. That's all I can say. I mean, if you are hosting a test match in India, you want to prepare a ground that will help your bowlers and your batsmen, not the other way around. So this was the first instance. Now let's fast forward. 2013, 10 years later, Rajasthan Royals, 3 people caught for match fixing. Who was the captain? Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid is considered to be somebody who's squeaky clean. And so, you see, if you're going to do hanky-panky, do it behind a person who has a squeaky clean image. That's what may have played out in that game where Srisanth and a couple of other players, the names I forget, they were, banned. In fact, that match-fixing thing and so on and so forth. Now, in 2022, the recently concluded IPL, there have been a lot of murmurs about games that went haywire, about one team being projected to win it all the way, and they do win all the way, and a lot of allegations. Gujarat Lions, that was a team, and it was again alleged that Amit Shah had some investment in that team. It's not as if the others don't have investment in other teams. You have to read my book, Who Painted My Lustre, to understand why politicians get into managing cricket organizations in the first place. As a matter of fact, Mr. N. Srinivasan or his daughter, neither of them are in TNCA. It is now the exclusive preserve of son of a DMK politician, let me put it that way. The minister called Ponmudi, his son Ashok Gautaman is now the president of TNCA. And I am all for politicians out of the game. The businessmen make sense to be in the game because they were the ones who, sprouted water. They made sure that crickets flourished, especially in cities like Mumbai and Delhi and Chennai, Hyderabad. We all had, cricketing teams that were sponsored by big industrial houses. And that was fine. I mean, as long as people don't start betting on them, fixing outcomes, and then profiting from it, everything was fine. Once this fixing happened, everything has gone for a toss. Let's get back to why the selectors are fired. I think everything came down to the selection of one player that I think was Umran Malik. And for India to have dropped him when they were going to play the T20 World Cup on bouncy and seam-friendly conditions like the cricket grounds in Australia, I don't know if that was the reason. It was like the last straw that broke the camel's back, that the BCCI felt that these guys are, not really doing a good job. And this is what I'm guessing. As to why others, didn't get played. For example, many were saying that Ashwin should have not been played. Yuzvendra Chahal should have been played. You have to go back and think that, in the T20s that were played in South Africa, and then after that, 6 T20s that were played in India, Chahal was a fix. I mean, he was a permanent player, and he didn't really do that well. I mean, for him to not do well, they were also saying that he's unable to vary his pace, and that for some reason the players are able to read him very well. That was the reason, perhaps, that having given him a chance, they decided that they may want to go with Ashwin, especially considering that Ashwin could bat. In fact, Ashwin scored some key runs that helped India win in both the Pakistan match as well as in Bangladesh match. May not be big numbers, but he scored it when it was needed. That is the most important part. So go back and look at it. I'm not saying that Ashwin should be continued with. All I'm trying to say is that I think he did a better job than perhaps Yuzvendra Chahal would have done, just because Chahal's, had the opportunity to prove that he was a match winner, and somehow it didn't really come off in those matches. And that was like a precursor to the T20. Anyway, so these are all things that can go on. But there is also a very important thing that I want to share with you guys, which perhaps you may not have been aware of. This is something that was told to me the day after India lost the semifinals. Why was that a big deal? What was explained was that in this match, one party, which I won't name, wanted India to lose. And that party ensured that the top 3 batted slowly. And try as I might, I was trying to understand, how are the top 3 connected? Well, KL Rahul's fiancée is the daughter of a Bollywood star. Maybe Bollywood connection there. Bollywood means, again, Sharad Pawar. And further, you can talk about the Dawood connection and so on, and ISI, all those things. And Virat Kohli also, he is married to a Bollywood star. Again, you can make the connection. But what about Rohit Sharma? Well, it turns out that Rohit's brother-in-law owns a company called Cornerstone Sport and Entertainment Private Limited. And this company is one of the premier organizations who are representing players, actors, actresses. If you remember, in the Sushant Singh Rajput murder also, this person, I think his name is, Sajdeh, Bunty Sajdeh or Bunty Sajdeh, something like that. He was interrogated and questioned in connection with the SSR murder also. Now, why is that important? Well, you can say that, Rohit Sharma is not involved with Bollywood. It's only his brother-in-law, except it is not just his brother-in-law. If you look at that company, that is Cornerstone Sport, who are the directors, the other 2 also have the same last name. So it seems like a family concern. I mean, you can stretch this thing only for so long. But my concern is that there is a lot of evidence to show that these people are aware of what is going on in and around this tamasha that cricket has become as far as India is concerned. Also, look at the address where the Cornerstone Sports Company is registered. The same exact address is where Virat Kohli Sports LLP also is there. And the other Cornerstone Sport LLP. I mean, these are all, markers that tell you that everything here is being choreographed, orchestrated from a particular place. If this is what it is, I'm afraid that this up and down, one-upmanship will continue for a while, and I don't know when cricket will right itself, extricate itself from all these clutches and go back to just the fun of watching a contest between bat and ball. To me, it really comes down to that. And I'd like to have a good contest between bat and ball and not worry when somebody drops a catch, was it intentional or was it something else? Or if somebody nicks, was it intentional or was it the fact that the person got fooled? I don't want to think about all those things. It's just a simple contest between bat and ball. And that's what it should be. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.